All right. For years, I've been saying, make a better bagel, make me better pizza. Why can't we have pizza or burgers or bagels that help you lose weight? This would be an amazing thing for an entrepreneur to take on because think about how much it sucks to be fat. Well, you don't have to worry about that because I've thought about it. Man, I was tipping the scales at over 200. Now I'm down to a svelte 182. It's better to be thinner than to be fat. Sorry, trigger warning. It's healthier to not be obese. I know we're not allowed to talk about this anymore, but how did I do it? Well, I just ate less food and a lot less carbs. And carbs taste delicious, and our bodies love carbs. Well, I was on the interwebs, and I saw one of my friends had tweeted about a better bagel. And I was like, oh, there it is. Some entrepreneur is making a bagel that is, less bad for you. I'm from Brooklyn. Bagels are part of the 4 food groups along with pizza and cannolis. And so I actually ordered these bagels and they were pretty good. So I said to my production team, producers, get me the founder. Well, the founder is here. The name of the company is Better Brand, and you can find them at eatbetter.com, or you can follow them on Twitter, Eat Better Brand. And in her first appearance here on This Week in Startups, Amy Yang, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and what an amazing, personal anecdote and intro, and exactly why we created Better, right? To solve that pain point that I think is so personal to so many people across the board.
Being fat is bad for you. We can all agree on that, right?
Well,
it's bad for your health.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think, obesity, certainly there are like numerous negative health implications associated with that.
You die, and diabetes, pain, suffering.
Exactly, diabetes. But,
can't sleep.
But I think it's more about that mindset of freedom, right? And not having to worry about what you eat and how that's going to affect your weight gain or weight loss. And, kind of creating that world, like you were saying, you were, imagining and dreamed of for so many years of, being able to eat all the foods that you crave and not have to worry about weight gain or negative health consequences.
So let's talk about your first product. You made a bagel. How did you come to the conclusion that you wanted to make a bagel?
Well, so, I guess kind of taking a step back and talking about Better Brand as a whole, we're really looking to put our stake in the ground as leading innovators in the refined carb space, right? And a way to think about that is the Beyond Meat of carbs. Right.
Okay.
And it's so
pretty good framing. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting also, refined carbs industry is $10 trillion industry, right? And you look at all the innovation that's happening in plant-based at around, 1.4 trillion. So it was just this huge open space that, I was just shocked that no one has come in and doing this. So, in putting our stake in the ground as leading innovators in the refined carb space, what better way to do that than by taking the most carb heavy food and reducing it to the carb equivalent of, let's say, 2 banana slices.
So the carbs in a typical bagel?
About 50 grams of...
Wow.
Yes. And we've gotten it down to 5.
Okay. So how do you do that? What is the secret sauce? Yeah, I'm looking here. 48 grams in a typical bagel. It makes total sense. You get it down to 5. Is it just a matter of putting protein powder in it? Are you using some different type of flour, almond flour?
Oh my gosh.
I've seen all these different concepts, but what is the secret sauce going on here?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And it's so funny. So Fast Company recently released an article and the title is, Can Food Tech Invent a Better Bagel? And that's kind of, what we did, right? And so, in terms of like the how, oh my gosh. So one is proprietary formulation, really novel ingredients that we've sourced, we've worked with, we understood. So for example, if you look at our ingredient deck, the first ingredient is, modified wheat starch. So what that is it's a wheat, but it's not actually digestible in your gastrointestinal tract. So, right. So it doesn't provide that carb content, but what it allows for is that same viscoelasticity of a typical wheat that gets you that same chew and that texture. And so, that's kind of an example of just the novel formulation that we've put together. Very.
So this is a different type
designed.
of wheat, or what is it called? Wheat what?
Modified wheat starch. So it's, you take, it's, non-GMO, right? And it's processed in a way to where the fibrous content of the wheat is retained, but still allows for, the texture and it to provide, the elastic properties of the wheat that you would expect from a bagel just without the carb content. And then that applied to so many ingredients across the board that we worked with and formulated. And then, the second part of that is our proprietary process in terms of development and working with the dough. So if you took this dough and you brought it to anywhere, no one would know what to do with it. If you tried to make it the same way. So everything was kind of custom designed from inception to work with this specific product profile. And then third, I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to say about this, but we really lean into, enzyme technology, and the biological catalysts, right, that are extracted from plants, but they help us, and it's, I always think this is so funny because you use such a small amount of it that it's the last thing on your ingredient deck. Obviously completely natural, but without it, the product would be completely different. So, it helps us with texture, taste, flavor, taste, chew. There's so many parts that go into it, but that's kind of the how.
Got it. And there's potato starch in it, I see here, chicory root fiber, extra virgin olive oil, yeast, organic brown rice flour, organic white vinegar, sea salt, and enzymes. So seems pretty straightforward.
Very clean.
Yeah, $3.75 a bagel when you buy a 12-pack. So $4 if you buy less, compared to 50 cents a dollar for a typical bagel. When you are trying to grow a startup fast, hiring engineers will slow you down like nothing else. Don't I know it? So many companies I invest in are telling me they can't get their next version out because they don't have a great engineer. Well, Lemon.io will find you a perfect candidate in just 48 hours. It's a marketplace of engineers from Europe, and they test and interview every developer to eliminate the risk of a failed project. Lemon.io is the perfect solution if you are a technical co-founder and you need to delegate some of your important tasks, or you have a project that needs specific technology and you don't have that skill on your team yet, or you are just growing so fast that you need to add more developers and get more done faster. They'll match you with a candidate within 48 hours, and if it doesn't work out, they'll replace the developer right away. So here is your CTA, the old call to action. If you could use a full-time or even part-time developer to run your projects faster, go to lemon.io/twist. Once again, lemon.io/twist. And you'll receive a 15% discount for the first 4 weeks of work with that amazing developer. Well done, Lemon. Okay, check it out, everybody. Lemon.io/twist.